All right, we're on a new job. Just moved this little bee down here to Everton, Missouri today. We're gonna cut a few walnut on this job. Not that that's anything out of the ordinary. Gosh, let me get going here. We will probably, I've got so much going on, got a lot of timber to look at. We will probably won't start cutting this job till the weekend, because the next 2 or 3, today's Wednesday, the next 2 days I'll be on the road looking at timber. I've got to cover a lot of ground, so we'll be busy the next couple of days. Got the little grapple here. There's not a bunch of trees here, but what's here is really big, and I absolutely love cutting big timber, especially big walnut timber. So we're gonna kick the ramps down, get this bad boy unloaded, drop the trailer, then we've got a few other things to do this afternoon. Of course, it's hot out today. Not that that's any different in the last week or so, it seems like. But had somebody comment on the video last Saturday when me and my buddy Danny went to the meeting about doing a fuel mileage video on my truck, and I would like doing something like that. Like I said, I'm really surprised with how good a mileage this 550 is getting, especially with the 488 rear end and the gear ratio. I think it gets really good mileage for what it is. It gets about 12, maybe a little better sometimes if you drive it like a civilized man. I can't really use the slang and words I want to use there, so we'll go with the civilized man. But when it's pulling, of course, don't get me wrong, I mean there's some hard pulls, and this combination right here, this trailer and skidder, it's not super heavy. It's not heavy. I mean, this truck handles it fine, stops it fine, good brakes on the trailer, good brakes on the truck. We can stop really well. Of course, you're always going to have naysayers on here about you should have a drop deck. There's people that think I need 15 axles to pull this thing. They think I need a heavy haul Kenworth or a Peterbilt with a detach. Hogwash, I say, hogwash. If you don't get in any big hurry going down the road, I don't care what you're driving. If you're driving like a wild man, I don't care how good your brakes are, you're into trouble. But if you drive civil and decent when you're hauling a load, if you use common sense and pay attention, if you got good brakes on your truck and trailer, you're not going to have problems. You're not going to have problems. It's this. Like I said, I've talked about it time and time again. This setup pulls it really, really well. I'm extremely happy with how it pulls. So let's unchain, kick the ramps down, get this machine off, and we'll call that a day. And we might drive down here real quick, and I might try to show you some of these trees we're going to cut. All right, we're unloaded and just unhooked the trailer, left the ramps down. And I like parking my machines right here where usually we're right where people can see, like, hey, there's something getting ready to go on here. We don't know what, but the neighbor's got some kind of big yellow ornery looking machine on their place, so they're getting ready to undertake some kind of project. Because I get a lot of business just from people, when I start cutting somewhere, people see me starting to cut on the neighbor's place, and pretty soon those neighbors are coming over, seeing, what we're doing, cutting trees. There's some big trees right there, some big walnut. And honestly, I'm not for sure if there are any more back in that timber, because me and the lady that walked this, the lady that owns it, there's another one right out there. That's a big double tree right there. And those things are a lot bigger than they look, I assure you. That is a heck of a double tree right there. That is a brute. Big double. That champion right there. That there is a hog. It doesn't have any issues till you get about 12 foot up on it. It's got an old place where a limb used to be. Said, man, them are some good trees. I'm happy to get them. Always love cutting bigger timber. And I'm going to do some things to help this lady out. She had some wind damage, so we're gonna cut that old shingle oak there off her fence. Hopefully the stump will go back into the earth there, descend from the depths of which it came from. And gosh, that is a big tree. I love cutting those big trees. No obstacles or anything out here. Just let them fall. Love it. Love cutting that stuff like that. Like I said, there ain't a lot of them that I know of so far. I mean, there might be a few hiding out in that timber. There usually is. But what there is big and it's good. And, you know, those big trees are getting harder to come by, harder to find. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I had to shut the gate there. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but we're down here at Everton, Missouri. We've cut a decent amount of timber down here in years past. It's kind of funny with logging. I mean, it seems like there's times we'll work an area a lot, then we might go several years before we ever get a call to come back in that area to look at timber. And then once you get one call, you might get 2 or 3 right in the same area. So it's funny how logging is sometimes, but I do enjoy working down here. The train tracks are right up here in front of us. I don't think you can see much on the navigation there, but you can kind of see the train tracks right in there. But they're right up here in front of us, and there's a siding right up here. You know, Brandon, who does all the work on my trailers and welding and stuff, he works for the railroad. He works for BNSF, and this is the stretch of track he works here from Springfield, Missouri to Greenfield, clear out to Fort Scott, Kansas. But his main office where he's out of is out of Greenfield, Missouri, out of that little shop or depot. But we're not that far from Greenfield as the rail goes, so he's down in this area all the time working. But I love getting to work down in here. It's weird because there's just some places that are more enjoyable to work than others, and I can't really explain that. I try telling people that, and I know some people understand it, some people don't, but I just like getting to work down in this area. I really do. The timber usually cuts really good. I like getting to work around Springfield a lot. Like I said, there's just some places you enjoy more than others. So, well guys, that kind of wraps it up for today. It's a short video, but you know, we got a machine moving, kicked off, ready to do some work. I'm excited to start cutting on those and get them on the ground. We're gonna do some cleanup, like I said, kind of helping that lady out too with some things she wants done around there to keep cleaned up for her horses. So excited to do all that. But guys, thanks a lot. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I know it's slow. We don't post a lot of videos this time of year, but this is kind of our slow time of the year for logging. We just in the heat we just kind of coast. I look and buy a lot of timber, but as far as that goes, us being out there hitting it hard like we do in the fall and winter, our true busy season's about a month away yet. So we're getting close. But guys, thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time. See ya.